Good morning, girls. We're just gonna do a little base face today. I just got on here and realized I forgot to put in my whitening eye drop. So we'll see if we remember when I get off before I finish making my other videos. But I thought I would just get on chat. This isn't gonna be anything new. I just like chit-chatting with my girls while I get ready. So what are you up to this weekend? Anything fun? Anything exciting? Not much. Honestly, we got to kind of get ready for back to school. We started going through Carver's closet and stuff last night, and I knew he had grown, but like, apparently he's grown a lot in this last year. I thought it was only a few inches, but we had a whole entire black garbage bag full of shoes that no longer fit. We had 2 bags of clothes, and we still have to go through his coat rack. So he was pretty much like all of his shorts, which granted he's been wearing a lot of his shorts since he was, not exaggerating, like 4, because I have a little brother that's a teenager and Cody also has a little brother that's a teenager. So for a while there, now they're all getting like closer in the same size, or like my little brother's pretty small. Like my boys are probably wearing the same size, or Ridge is bigger than him. But anyways, they would always give us hand-me-downs, and like basketball shorts and stuff, they can wear them like kind of long for a while and then just keep wearing them, you know what I mean? So maybe not 4, but like I bet he's been wearing some of these shorts since he was like 7. You know what I mean? That were from my little brother. So he is almost totally out of shorts after we went through and actually cleared out all the ones that are too tiny. But yeah, he has 3 full bags between shoes and clothes already, and we still have to go through his coat rack, which is bursting at the seams. So I am kind of hoping there's like some old backpacks hiding under there or something that we can get rid of, because it is packed full. Good morning, Barbara. How are you? Okay, just in case anybody asks, I have both of these linked. This is an eye cream, like a regular skincare eye cream, but I love it before makeup because it has this metal cooling tip. So it really helps like depuff and hydrate under those eyes, which is great for makeup wear. I have you linked to the TikTok shop option because it's cheaper. It's still free shipping. This tube is bigger and comes with the metal end, which the one on Amazon for the same brand does not come with that. And then you also get 10 free eye masks. So it's just a way, way better deal. It's only like $20 for that whole little package. That includes shipping since it's free shipping. And then this is a lid lifting treatment. So I've actually had a few questions about this recently, because it's kind of a skincare and makeup in one. I mean, really it's skincare, but it has a little bit of an instant effect and long-term effect. So that's a little confusing. I totally get that. By the time it dries, so 60 seconds, you're going to have a little bit of that lifting and the tightening where your lids aren't going to feel so like even after I put it on, it's harder to like pinch that. But you know how you get those like little wrinkles around your eyelids, or just kind of like some sagginess? You're going to have kind of an instant lift and instant tighten. And then it also has long-term benefits where you're going to see those improvements day to day. So in about 8 weeks, some people less, some people more, you'll actually see a difference even like without putting it on, just in the way that your eyelids are when you wake up. So long-term and short-term benefits. This is a spendy little guy. I want to say it's $67. But I will tell you, you need like literally a pen tip or like a pencil tip amount for both eyes. So it is expensive, but it is going to last you probably 6+ months. And if you can do this once a day before makeup, or for the best results, do it twice a day, morning and evening, in your skincare routine. Good morning, Kenya. Good morning, Maricela. How are you, girls? All right, let's go in with our trusty. I think this is going to last me through the summer, which is crazy because I got it at the beginning of summer. SPF 50 makeup primer and color corrector. I've loved this. Make sure you use the one I have linked up in the description because it's sold by quite a few vendors. So I found what I think is the best deal, which is a little 2-for pack. Normally, I feel like SPF does not really wear that well under makeup. It's like it never fully dries down, but this really does give like such a pretty glow, and that little bit of color correction is enough to make it a base. Typically, I would do a liquid foundation and then a powder, but this summer just to keep it nice and light. And because I've been using this, most days I just wear this and then I go in with my pressed powder. And like, that's all I've been doing. So we kind of have a little bit of high-low going on. Like, this is cheap. This is expensive. I love both. This, super cheap. I think the 2-pack is $10. Our powder foundation, kind of mid-range to more expensive. So yeah, I feel like I kind of do that a lot. Our brow glue, ultra cheap. I want to say this is like $2. And I change up what I do on my brows a lot. This is really what I've been doing this summer. It's just quick, it's easy, and I basically just comb them out. I haven't really been filling them in or trying to, like, do anything to make them special. I've just kind of been trying to comb them where they don't get all, like, bunched up throughout the day. You know what I mean? Because I have more of a bushy eyebrow, so I just kind of comb them and try to get them, like, in at least a similar shape. And this is just a clear brow glue, so it just kind of locks them in place. And like I said, nothing fancy. I think this is literally like $2 or $4. It's super cheap. I have a couple other videos to make this morning, so we're just gonna do kind of a little base, and then I do want to do some orange eyeshadow. I've been seeing all these like eye maxing videos. I love that idea, but it's just a fancy way of saying wearing like colors that complement your eyes. So I think we're gonna do a little orangey eyeshadow look today, but still keep it kind of neutral. Since orange is typically very good for blue eyes, like orange, reds. So they say gold, but I think that kind of depends what shade of blue your eyes are. And what shade the gold is as well. All right. This is basically our prep to go into like makeup. And now it's time. This brush is actually, I think it's called the Core Canvas brush. And I think it was initially, the idea was for cheeks. I've been loving it for foundation. I've been using it for foundation for a while, liquid or powdered. This is an Ophir brush. Their brushes are super, super, super nice, you guys. Brushes are another thing I feel like I kind of have a little bit of high-low. Like I have some really cheap ones that came in like those giant, packs that gives me a nice variety of shape. And then I have some really nice Ophir Old Unique brushes, things like that. So I kind of have a little mix, but I really, really like this one. It's super soft and it's just a nice densely bristled brush, so it helps distribute that product without like soaking a bunch of it up and giving that really good coverage without getting like heavy or cakey, if that makes sense. And I basically just go over my face with my little pressed powder here. I actually ordered another taffeta, which is basically my summer shade. I definitely should have probably went down because I'm like, my tan's already fading and I still have at least a month's worth probably left. So, oh well, I've saved them for more than a year many times and they've always been fine. So I guess I'll just toss it in my trunk for next year if it doesn't match. But I did order those new self tanners. So if I can find one that I actually like, maybe I'll use that a little more this winter, and then I'll need these darker shades. What was the hair oil you talked about yesterday? Was it the new Happy Roots line by Launch? Was I talking about how I use the post cleanse exfoliator and then the hair oil, or was it something different? It could have also been, if it was a video from a couple days ago, I know I used the Oil Serum Hybrid Styler on my ends when I had like a day 2 blowout. By the way, I have that video posted. I know the hair looked good because I had a couple people asking me what I did, and that tells me I mastered the volume on that one. So if you were one of the people that asked me how I fixed my hair, I think it was Monday. Don't quote me. I posted that last night. So just in case you didn't see it, kind of a new hair method. I did not come up with this. I've just seen it trending around social media and I think it really works. So I'm thinking Oil Serum Hybrid Styler Barbara. I'm not sure. Doing good. Getting ready to pick up a box of peaches I won. Cool. Don't let summer go. Exactly. Like, I'm not trying to let summer go until I absolutely have to, but I also know my tan fades within like 3 days of being in my office. So I'm like, did I need another one of my summer shade foundations? Probably not, but too late. I'll just save it if I can't wear it. All right, let's go in with a little bronzy. I'm just gonna do our usual cheeks. I mostly just wanted to chit chat today. I think we're going to pick up some school supplies and something my husband bought. I don't know what. He's kind of like, have you guys ever seen those like TikToks about, oh, like, I'm not worried about my husband doing this. I'm worried about him buying, and it's like this totally random weird thing on Facebook Marketplace. That's my husband. He loves buying stuff. Okay, Barbara, I'm thinking it was the Oil Serum Hybrid Styler. I was gonna see if I could pull it out and see if that looked right. I thought I might have it out here. Was it like this? In a bottle like this? And it's a serum and like a water-based, I'm trying to think of what I was talking about, like a water-based oil that can kind of like rejuvenate your hairstyle and eliminate frizz. Okay, yep. So that's the Oil Serum Hybrid Styler. And make sure you shop. I have it up in the description, or let me know if you want me to message it to you, Barbara, because I have a $9.95 link. So even though I do not think $9.95 is featured on the website, and I don't know if the Hybrid Styler is included, but it usually is. So I think it probably is. Anyways, it's $9.95 hair care. So I have that linked up in the description for anyone, since we've been kind of talking about hair care this week. Good morning, Sherry. How are you? That's my husband with me. I'm usually find stuff for the kids on Marketplace. See, I'm a little more like shy than he is, so he's always like finding stuff, bargaining for stuff, doing what he does. Me, not so much. I'm like, I'll just go buy it. Or like, if I'm ever at like a yard sale, I just pay what their sticker says. I never say like, would you take this? Like, if I want it, I just pay what their sticker says. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad he does that because it's like, it saves us some money. Although, I don't know if it counts since it probably offsets with the purchase. You know what I mean? Alright, let's go in with, this is Gold Rush. I've been really liking this the last couple of weeks. Those of you that watch my videos all year round, you know I go in phases with highlighter where I don't wear it at all, and then I'll have phases where I kind of like it again. And I'm kind of the same way with concealer. Like, I'll go in phases where I'll kind of wear it, and then phases where I'm like over it. You know what I mean? I'm good too. I'm glad it's Friday, so I'm off on Fridays. So I'm very happy about that. This week was kind of dragging for me. Alright, let's go in. Since we're going to do orangey eyeshadow, I kind of want to do like brown pear, because I feel like that has a little bit of those orangey undertones, but it's not like lighter, like pink apple's a little more bright. I feel like this is a little more in that neutral tone, you know what I mean? You don't have to do this. I've mentioned this a bunch, but one thing I like to do as far as highlighter goes, I like to actually put it on first, especially if you're using like a really good pigmented highlighter. I like to put my highlighter on first and then put my blush over it so that it's just kind of peeking through and not as much like, see how that's more of like a harsh line in my opinion. So if you kind of like the idea of highlighter, but maybe it's a bit much for you, try changing up the order of your cheek products and see if you like that. Look at this. I can't believe I'm actually going to finish one of these. That's the top. That's all I have left of this one. This will be the first one that I've ever finished. So they do last a while because, as you guys know, I do my makeup a good 5 up to 7 days a week. And I use these quite often. So they definitely last. If you want more of a lift on your cheek, you want to keep your blush nice and high, even like up to the temple. And that's just going to give you that color, that lifting kind of shape. And just kind of that summery look. I feel like brown pear is a really good one for summer if you like that kind of just sun-kissed look. I don't like to apply it directly to my face. I think just because it's so pigmented, I find it easier to kind of dip a brush into it like this, pick up a little bit of product, and I kind of dab, 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 and build it up to what I want. So I always kind of start with less, and I'll just pick up a little bit, dab, 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 pick up a little bit, dab, 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 and I feel like that helps me avoid Obviously, you guys know I have blush blindness, so I probably still put on more than a lot of people would prefer, but I feel like that just kind of helps me prevent from getting like so much that I have a hard time blending it or that it's like way too much. You know what I mean? Okay, we've got that done. Now for a little eye maxing. I'm probably just gonna skip my eye drops today because I just forgot about them. I like to put my mascara either like in my pocket, in between my legs, something like that, while I'm doing my makeup, and that helps kind of like warm it up. So let's go in with a little bit of, I don't know what shade that is, the orangey one. It shows mahogany on mine. Anyways, it's the only like kind of orangey one, and we're just gonna lightly, and when I tell you I'm like, I want to show you how that's all I'm doing, like the lightest little swipe. This is the Dune palette by Ophir. It's actually probably my favorite eyeshadow palette, which I've told this story before, but it's just ironic to me because when I first saw this, I was like, who would want an all matte eyeshadow palette? Like, boring, you know what I mean? And I use it more than anything because, for one, I underestimated the power of an all matte eyeshadow look. And for two, I never really thought about the fact of having all of these basic colors to be able to enhance other eye looks. So I use it as a base to like really bright shimmers and metallics. I use it to kind of carve out my crease or add a smoky under eye. To those kind of looks, I use it constantly. I feel like it is a great basic staple that is 1000% worth every single penny. So I highly recommend it. I think Ophir's eyeshadow palettes, I wouldn't call them cheap by any means, but they're not like the most crazy expensive, but a little bit of an investment. However, they're gonna last you forever. I got this 3 or 4 years ago when I started working with Ophir, and as you can see, you can only see the bottom in a couple, and I use it constantly. Like, I would venture to guess I do my makeup more than most people just from the tutorials and everything that I make, you know? So it's gonna last you. Okay, a fluffy brush, and we're just gonna do a one color look today. And I'm gonna smoke out my under eye with that. I feel like this just gives a little more drama. And that's another thing we've talked about quite a bit this month is don't be afraid to do a one color eyeshadow look. That is all you need a lot of the time. So if you're kind of intimidated by eyeshadow or a palette just feels super overwhelming, I tell everyone pick 1, 2, 3 colors max and have those be your colors for the day. But if you're super overwhelmed, take one color and a fluffy brush and put it on your lid and drag it across your lash line. Boom, there's your eyeshadow for the day. It's still gonna draw that attention to the eyes, enhance the color, all of that, and you're not taking a bunch of time and you're not feeling super overwhelmed, and you know what I mean? Okay, let's go ahead and set this face before we do mascara. Lately, I've been liking the glow from just this without setting powder. We'll see how we feel today. I kind of change it up day to day. I spray my whole face and then I just let it dry on its own. So don't use a brush, don't dab it, don't do nothing, just let it soak in. Setting spray is a great way to kind of melt that makeup into the skin, give it that glow, and I feel like blend the products so that it looks a little bit more seamless. That's what I use this kind of like a liquid setting spray for more than anything. And then I feel like I use setting powder to kind of like mattify or lock things in more. Or if I want like hairspray for my makeup, like something that's gonna lock it in, I'll use like the L'Oreal Infallible, because this is a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a hairspray. It's like that. So this is more like a lock it in, and I feel like this is a melt it all together, give it that hydrated look, and all of that. This also has blue light protection, so this is Ophir's setting spray. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little touch more underneath here. Same color, we've only used one color for our eyeshadow today. And that's just going to help the blue in my eyes kind of pop a little bit, having that orangey undertone. Okay, now we just got to do our mascara, and then I have 3 different lips that I need to make videos for today, so I'm going to jump off after that so I can make those videos, but nothing crazy today. I just wanted to hop on and hang out. Ugh. Well, school supplies here, I will say, are not that crazy. I used to live in Billings. I was just thinking about this, and I truly do get it. Like, they don't want any kid to, like, go without, and so they want everyone to be the same, but I feel like they have way too much on that list. And to me, it kind of reminds me of taxes. Like, they want, like, 10 parents to buy an exorbitant amount to supply 2 to 3 classrooms. You know what I mean? Like, not that that's actually how it is, but that's how it feels. So I remember when Zuri was in school, and we lived in Billings when she was little. So that's where she went kindergarten through 2nd grade. I grew up in a small town. Cody grew up in a smaller town. Like, we'd never experienced anything like this. And I got the back to school list, and I was like, surely this can't be right. So I was like asking my friend about it. And then she explained like what they do, because I remember the other reason I didn't know. So they were asking for like 35 pencils. This one sticks out. This is an actual number. The rest I'm kind of like making up. 16 glue sticks. And I'm like, 16 glue sticks for one kindergartner? Like, what? Because I didn't know, when I was in school, you had your own little cubby thing. That went on your desk. Whatever your parents bought you, that's what you had. You know what I mean? And that's, honestly, that's life. Like, there was girls that had like mechanical pencils and, you know, maybe some fancy Lisa Frank stuff that I would have wanted, but I didn't get that. And that's life. Like, I feel like that's kind of a good lesson to learn, is sometimes you get what you get. So anyways, on this school list, it was like yellow pencil, blah, 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 whatever. So I got Zuri, like, I let her kind of pick out some pencils, and it's not like pencils are expensive. You know what I mean? I literally was a teen mom, like super young, whatever. Anyways, she picked out a few little pencils, and I don't remember what they had on them, but let's just say they were Lisa Frank or whatever. They sent all of them back home and said that she couldn't have them at school. And so that's when my friend told me what they do is they make you buy this like crazy amount of school supplies, or they ask for it, and then you put them in a giant tub for everyone to use, which I totally get the concept behind it for like kids that's parents don't have money or like whatever, but I feel like there would be plenty if they just said, if you can, please pick up like extra pencils or extra glue sticks. You know what I mean? So I kind of, after that first year, I bought the 16 glue sticks. I bought all of the stuff. I went and rebought the stuff that was sent back because obviously I'd never heard of a system like this before. And in the whole year, I think she brought home 2 things that she used a glue stick on. So the next year, I think I bought 4 glue sticks because I'm like, I don't think they're even using these glue sticks. I honestly think at the end of the year, they probably dry out and they probably just throw them away. So I bought 4 glue sticks the next year. I don't think she brought home 1 thing glued, maybe 2 or 3 little projects. So anyways, it's not like that here. There's no crazy, like, we want you to buy. The other thing I always remember, which was like something that just doesn't happen in a small town, was like we had to buy hand sanitizer and baby wipes and things like that, hand soap. And I was like, I have never heard of this, which is sad. Like, it's obviously not the teacher's fault. It's clearly, you know, the schools should be able to have the money to buy those things. But I was just like, why do we have to buy? And they wanted us to buy the big ones, like the Costco size hand sanitizer. And I was like, okay, there's 25 kids in the class. I don't think you're going to go through, what is there, 8 or 9 months of school? There's no way you're going through 3 of these in a month. Like, no way. But I think it was like if other classes, like I don't think it even went like, say, just to your classroom or your teacher. It just went like the whole school just has like these huge, huge storage things of all this stuff. Anyways, I guess that's something that is, at least in Montana, a little different from a small town to a bigger city. It was a little bit of a surprise for me, and I was like, this is very odd. Good morning, Darcy. Did I already say that? So anyways, all I have to buy is some notebooks, a binder or two, and a whole bunch of pencils, because they always lose all their pencils. That's it. I can handle that. And actually, when they're in elementary school, this is kind of cool. The like the PTA puts together little backpacks of all the school supplies that they need for whatever grade they're going into, and then it's $5 a backpack for K through 2, $10 a backpack for 3 through 6. So I always bought those when my kids were in elementary school. And it was perfect because they already had the school list of everything they need. And it's kind of like obviously I'm sure a lot of donation and just like, that's what, PTAs are for. But that was always really cool. But they don't do that in 7 through 12, so. Gotta get some notebooks and all that stuff. Okay, I'm just going in with Ophir mascara. Do we like the glow today, or do I need some setting powder? This hair is not doing me any favors whatsoever. I actually can always tell when I'm like PMSing or starting to, because this is not me fishing for compliments. I just know we're all girls here, and you guys 1000% have been through this, but you just feel like you're looking in the mirror and you're like, when did I become ugly? Like why do I look so haggard and puffy and like, you know what I mean? It's not that anybody else would even notice like at all, but you're just like, this is it. I'm officially uggo. You feel like not attractive and everything you put on, like you're feeling chubby and like, you know what I mean? And I swear that's no matter what you look like, no matter how big or small you are. No one escapes that, I don't think. So anyways, that's the fun time of month I'm in. Okay, I think that's it. I gotta go make a couple lip tutorials. Take out this horrible, horrible hairdo. Okay. Really quick while I have you guys. I probably just messed it up with that clip. This is an example of what my hair looks like day after a blowout with just that ceramic brush versus earlier in the week. I showed you guys, I think it was the day, I don't remember what day it was. I want to say Tuesday, but I had on the yellow top and I wore that red lip. So if you see any videos like that, that was the day after doing my like full blowout technique of the 5-layer method. I try not to get it wet, but it always does get a little bit wet when I shower, because even if I'm not washing my hair, I still shower every single day. And so this is like when I do my 5-minute blow dry and hit it with the round brush. This is what it looks like the next day. It's a lot more subtle. But I feel like there's still not really any frizz or anything like that. And it has a little bit of shape. It was a little better before I showered. But yeah. So kind of the difference in the two. This took me 5 minutes yesterday. And the other one took me 20 to 30, somewhere in there. So a lot more time with the other one. So yeah. Oh, Barbara, you are so sweet. And I knew you guys would say that. That's why I was going to say, I'm not saying like, for anyone to like say anything or feel about it. I just know that you guys have all went through PMS. So you get what I'm saying. All right. I better go, girls. I hope you have a amazing Friday. If you're new, my lives on the weekends are very sporadic and they're always at a different time. During the week, we always get ready for work together, usually makeup. So you can pretty much catch me at the same time every day. But if you tap the screen, that little description where I have like my links and like whatever I typed out is going to pop up. Click the bell and that should turn notifications on. And then if you want, you can turn all notifications. It'll probably auto set to highlights. And in theory, then it should notify you when I go live. If you like to get on while I'm actually on so we can chit chat, interact, that kind of thing. Another thing you can do is go to my page. Make sure you're following for one. But if you click that 3-line drop down, it'll take you, you're most likely following in default or highlights, something like that. If you add to your favorites, that will kind of make it help show you more of my stuff. Because social media is super, super filtered right now. That's why if you guys have noticed, like, it used to be on Facebook, you only saw, like, people that you actually were, like, friends with and stuff like that, where now most social media is, like, recommended stuff. So everything you're seeing is, like, new to you, right? It's people you don't know. It's just random videos or whatever, but it can be hard to follow along with people you, like, have, like, watching their content, you know? And if you do those steps, it just kind of helps the stuff show up. So anyways, way over long explanation, but I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thanks for hanging out with me. I think I have everything linked, but you can always message me if you can't find something, you need help. Do not hesitate. I would love to help you. Bye, girls.